Abortion law passed by the Republican-controlled legislature over the Democratic governor's veto. It imposes a near ban on the procedure from the 12th week of pregnancy. Ari Srinivasan has our look.
For more on what happened in Arkansas and the broader context of what's happening in other states, we turn to Susie Parker. She's a reporter with Reuters in Little Rock. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So it's called the Human Heartbeat Protection Act. What are the political conditions that led to its passage?
Well, there's been, in November, the Republicans won the State House for the first time since Reconstruction. So for the first time, they've controlled both the House and the Senate. As a result, they have decided to enact or file many abortion bills, and the 12-week one was one of many, including a 20-week ban that passed on February 28th and was enacted into law.
Originally the bill would have banned abortions as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy. Why are the number of weeks so crucial in these pieces of legislation?
I think that a lot of times that we've seen across the country that state houses are taking the abortion issue and doing these kind of bills, filing these kind of bills, because they feel like the federal courts and the Supreme Court's not working fast enough on overturning Roe versus Wade. So that's why there's a whole slew of bills filed right now in the Arkansas legislature that addresses abortion restrictions.
So this law in Arkansas is not set to take effect till the summer. What are the abortion rights groups planning to do?
The ACLU of Arkansas, the National ACLU, and the Center for Reproductive Rights plan to file a lawsuit, I'm told, sooner rather than later, possibly within the next 2 to 4 weeks.
And can you put this in context of legislation that's happening in other states?
Right. Yesterday, on the same day that the Arkansas House voted to enact the 12-week law, Idaho, federal court judge in Idaho struck down a 2011 law that banned abortions at the 20-week stage. And similar litigation is going on in Arizona and in Georgia.
So we've seen, or at least reported, that even folks who are in the anti-abortion camps see that perhaps this isn't the best strategy.
That's right. That's right. The Council for the National Right to Life has said that the 12-week law probably would not be upheld in court, but we continue to see these kind of bills filed.
Okay, well, what about these other kinds of maneuvers that are happening in other states? We've got waiting periods in some states, required ultrasounds in others, parental notification. Is this part of a larger strategy?
It seems to be. I mean, Arkansas also has several bills filed. I know Indiana has, the Senate passed an ultrasound bill earlier this year. Virginia tried to do the same last year with a vaginal probe ultrasound that would happen before a woman could get an abortion. So yes, we're seeing this all across the country. And a bill was just filed yesterday on the heels of the 12-week law to defund Planned Parenthood here in Arkansas.
Okay, and what does Planned Parenthood have to say? I mean, there aren't too many facilities. Is it right there? Arkansas has one facility that does surgical abortions? And,
that's correct.
Right?
And the Planned Parenthood here in Little Rock only does medicinal abortions, that being like Plan B, and they feel like they're being politically targeted by these abortion, the right.
And getting back to the politics of it for a second, was this possible without Democratic support?
Well, 6 Democrats voted yesterday along with the Republicans to override this, but no, I don't think so. I think if the House had not turned Republican in November with the 2012 elections, I don't think that they would have the votes to get this through. With the Republicans taking over, they also got seats on committees that would have in the past stopped a bill like this from going to the floor.
And what are you hearing kind of on the street, so to speak, as a reaction to what's been happening in the legislature?
Well, a lot of people, both on the Democratic and Republican side, think that it's a waste of time. They think that the legislature should be focusing more on education, on the economy, on minimum wage, things that people seem to think affect their lives on a daily basis more than abortion.
And there are still exemptions in this law for rape or incest or medical need, is that right?
Right, the 12-week one does have that. The 20-week one does not allow for lethal disorders.
Okay, and so what happens here? The mother wouldn't necessarily be prosecuted, but any doctor performing these would?
That's right. A doctor would lose their medical license.
All right,
would be revoked.
All right, Susie Parker joining us from Little Rock, Arkansas, reporter with Reuters. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.